Okay, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folani and well, my guest this morning is Mr. Taiwo Olapade, and we'll be looking together at the Lagos State House of Assembly crisis, and I wonder if one can say that the crisis is slowly coming to an end. Of course, what I'm meaning is that Right Honorable Meranda returns as Obasa's deputy. Now, of course, before you can make that statement, it means Obasa is in place as the speaker. Of course. And we saw Obasa swear to, being sworn in. We also saw Madam Meranda also being sworn in. And then, interestingly, in the, is it plenary it is called, we saw where the Right Honorable Obasa, having taken the oath of office as speaker, was now thanking, he even mentioned her and referred to her as his sister and commended her for her ceaseless loyalty, and that she
Hello.
Suddenly, on that fateful day of January 13th, we saw what has been referred to, some people call it a palace coup against Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa. But if we look at it holistically,
yes,
how we rather say that, and it's also based on the rules of the House. The rules of the House for every other House of Assembly are there. But the grand norm is our Constitution. And what does the Constitution say about the removal of the Speaker? Number one, they are first among equal, all of them. All of them were elected into the House of Assembly. So they are like, of course, we have ranking member, as we have it in the House of Assembly. We also have it likewise in the National Assembly. And we know Obasa has been there since 2003, thereabouts.
11 years or so?
More, 11, it was there, it has been there about almost about 10 years as Speaker.
Okay, yes, yes,
but
yes.
If you complete up to 2027, it will have been the longest serving member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Will have been in the House for 24 years.
Until an accident happened. Until an accident happened, because all this, what you've just said, you can consider it as a sort of a cruise, and non-eventful cruise, and then suddenly an accident happened. By the way, Obasa was out of town. He was out of town.
He was in Atlanta, United States of America.
Yeah.
And of course, the House was on recess when
they sort of
members
convened.
Suddenly had this, we can call it emergency, they reconvene or emergency session, and at that plenary, and I was coming back to what the House rule says, or what the Constitution says, which is the grand norm, that the Speaker could be removed when we have 2/3 majority of members. Those are the lawful members of the House in attendance, and that I'm speaking now in relations to the Constitution of the country and also the House rules. And again, some people have also argued that it was Obasa that announced the recess of the House, that is also the one that can also reconvene the House. That is not what the law says. The rule says the House could reconvene if we have 2/3 majority and if there's an emergency was also not spelled out. So if the members who carried out that
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family.
The Right Honorable Obasa claimed that he kept the maize within his own office, and that the maize that was used was not the right maize of the house. The constitution did not say which maize. It only says that a maize must be present, and there was a maize. Another thing is the impeachment, the removal was not carried out at the stadium or at an hotel or at the restaurant. It was done within the confines of the State House of Assembly, particularly the Halo Chamber.
And all of them, excepting I think 4 Honorable Assembly members were in agreement. How many are they total?
We have 40. It's a 40-member House of Assembly.
36 of them.
So we have 36. You know, and that's overwhelming support.
They agreed and they did the deed. And by the time the news hit the papers and the stations, you know, we have this really conundrum that we have on our hands now. You know, you've seen it already, but just listen to, you know, the voices of the principal actors here.
I, Honorable Noye Adams, represent the good people of Intiosa Constituency 1, rise this afternoon to nominate Right Honorable Dr. Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa to take the chair as the Speaker of this prestigious Lagos State House of Assembly. I so nominate.
I, Honorable Prince Nureni Ayinde Akinsanya, representing the good people of Mushin, I rise to second the motion as moved.
I, Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, solemnly swear that in the service of the state as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, I will be faithful, bear true allegiance to Lagos State of Nigeria at all times. I will not discriminate on the basis of religion, tribe, cause, status, or practice my form of in practice of any form of partiality in the performance of my official duties.
Okay, so there you have it. And I think the first thing to notice is that no speaker takes the oath of office twice. None. It just isn't done. Where if it's a marriage, something I do, you don't come back 2-4 months later and come and begin to do that whole ceremony again. So why I'm saying that is that Ajayi Obasa must have accepted that he lost it for a while, but that he's now got it back. So, in a manner of speaking, the Yoruba people will say, "Onti pebo." So, in terms of the political journey of Lagos State, this was a first. And so people are saying that there still is more to this story. There's more to this than meets the eye. So we just don't know. There was, I think, the Lagos, the chairman of the party in the state.
That's Mr. Cornelius.
He was in attendance.
Yes.
Because
Ojelabi.
Yes, Mr. Ojelabi.
We saw in a retinue of political leaders in Lagos State at the house yesterday.
Just as the same way when the impeachment, should I now add so-called, was done publicly. You pointed that out. So we now have all of these people testifying to the fact that he's not speaking behind us, so we are here. So really, what does it mean? I think you alluded to an expression of when this first broke, that it was said that this was a coup. We're not too sure who said that, but it was seen as a coup, and that was because the understanding is that, look, Lagos State House of Assembly represents Lagos. Lagos is the home state of the president of the Federal Republic. There are those who are now theorizing that Mr. President was a bit peeved that this kind of a thing could have caught him unawares as such. Why will he not know about it? To which some other people say that, Oga, but you take one now, you are the president of the entire country, leave this Lagos to us. That's people who probably are not politically savvy, or I don't even know what I'm talking about, because we don't have a precedent. We don't have a precedent. Wait, furthermore, there's even one more saying that, you know who is behind all of this? Is the Lagos State Governor, His Excellency
Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I said, now, wow. Wouldn't concern, no, I can't use that. You know how it ends. There's a distinction of functions of power. So, do you understand what is going on in Lagos?
Well, number one, we have three arms of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary.
Yes.
And each arm of government, as it is, supposed to work independently and also jointly for the overall benefit of the states,
That's right,
as in Lagos and Nigeria as a country.
That's right.
So let me take it one after the other. This is not the very first time that we are seeing a removal of the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. It happened once during the reign of Right Honorable Joko Pelumi in 2005. But the circumstances that warranted his removal and his successor then happens to be another person from the same Ekpe constituency, who happens to be Right Honorable Sabit Adeyemi Kuforiji.
Sorry for interrupting you. That reminds me that the statement that came from the highest up was that the Speaker, first of all, the Right Honorable Moji Sola Meranda should step down, and that the Speaker would come from Lagos West. I just wanted to interject that, because there was so much happening, so many moving parts.
I will come to that,
Okay.
if you allow me.
And by the way, the Right Honorable Obasa, he's from Lagos West.
Yes, he represents Agege constituency 1,
Is that
and that's under Lagos West.
That's under Lagos West. They said the Speaker will come from Lagos West.
Well, so much of permutations, so much of arrangements and the likes, and I'm just coming to.
Okay, I won't interrupt further.
I'm saying that, and it's on record, that this is not the very first time that the Speaker will be impeached or removed, as the case may be, in Lagos State House of Assembly. When Right Honorable Joko Pelumi was removed, he was replaced by another person, the second lawmaker from Ekpe constituency, who happens to be Right Honorable Adeyemi Sabit Kuforiji. At a point, a deputy speaker was also removed. Honorable Fumite Joshua was removed, replaced with Honorable Kola Wole Taiwo. And so
from the same.
No. Fumi was Mushin. Kola Wole Taiwo was from I think this side of Ajegunle. Not from the same
we can't
constituency.
Say there's a
but
clear
the bottom line is the situation or the development that warranted the removal of Joko Pelumi then was not the same with what played out during the removal of Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa. And for people saying that for political convenience that His Excellency the Governor of the state is from Lagos Central, that we shouldn't also have the Speaker coming from the same. Well, I'm not a politician, but maybe for political equation,
they balance these things.
To balance it is the reason why they're also saying that.
In fact, they even use that expression that for balance, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, former, should step down.
And we saw that happen yesterday, that she publicly announced a resignation to pave way for the return of Speaker Mudashiru Obasa. And if indeed Obasa was not removed, some people are also asking the question that then what necessitated is going to cause the High Court of Lagos to challenge what happened on January 13, 2025, because he was also claiming that he was never removed. And if indeed it was never removed, how come that we also had another swearing in yesterday?
No, indeed. We'll come back to the conversation. Good morning, Mr. George. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning to the guests.
Yes.
Uncle Yori, since yesterday, I've been weighing this issue of Lagos State House of Assembly. What I see is a peace, the kind of peace that exists in the graveyard. We have seen these lawmakers speak their minds when they removed Obasa. But what you can still see them talking in hushed tones. You can still see the expression that they publicly made yesterday when the now Deputy Speaker was exiting the post. A friend of mine was asking me yesterday, is it that Obasa is the only lawmaker from that zone of the state? Must it be him? It is giving the impression, Uncle Yori, that the lawmakers have no say in the business they do in that house.
Okay,
It's
all right.
to be an independent arm of the government.
Mm-hmm.
I, as a watcher of events around, I see that the now Speaker Obasa is beginning to show the reason why he doesn't respect the governor. The governor would be in an occasion after 1 hour before the Speaker, who is number 3 in the state, will arrive and put the occasion to a halt and all that. Commissioners list to be sent. He will not. He wants it to be in his own way and all that. And this is not good. I must tell you that, left for me, as an individual, he shouldn't have been allowed to return. Let someone else. Those other members are not happy with what happened yesterday. It's obvious.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Mr. George. Really appreciate your call. The point he makes there, we were all witness. We were all witness to the fact that they were quite active and dynamic, talking about all the members of the House of Assembly when they had the
removal of
This is a problem because they were saying that they were committed. They're saying that we're all united. They say that this is
so how come the dramatic change or reversal of
their position? Not only that, did you notice there was clapping? There was clapping at appropriate juncture, and you know when the clapping of 4 people only is happening, and you know when that has to be
a crowd.
You have a
doing
crowd
an applause,
clapping. So I don't know if there were visitors that were able to get that kind of an applause. So it's further confusing the lie of the ground as to what exact. And then Meranda, she said in a headline this morning, she has been quoted as saying that she's not a quitter. Now, my first reaction was, oh dear, she's not going quietly. That was the first thing that occurred to me. I mean, I don't know why, but you are stepping down, but you're also, putting the information out there that I'm not a quitter, but I did this for the integrity of the whole house, and so as to make sure that. So there's so many. quite frankly, politically speaking, there are quite a number of moving parts in this. And maybe the best thing to do is that when there are so many moving parts like that, most people are beginning to say that, hey, don't move with the parts. Just stay in one place. Stay in one place so that you can see what is moving where. And in the fullness of time, we'll know what exactly. We've been told that Lagos West will produce the speaker. Obasa is from Lagos West and Agege. So I don't know what that means. Well, Mr. George said, is he the only one?
If you allow me, sir. According to the news that broke over the weekend, and which we also saw a follow-up yesterday from the Governor's Advisory Council, the GAC, led by Baba Tajuddin Olusi. The political solution, which they all agreed to, I was not privy to it, but as a journalist, that's what we heard. And we have seen the scenario, the first, I can say the first segment of that drama played out yesterday. That Mojisola Meranda will come to the floor, she will resign, go back to her position as the deputy speaker, that Obasa will be sworn in as the speaker, but he too will also resign. And we are waiting for the second leg of that drama. Whether, unfortunately, he announced that the House had adjourned synodai. So that means indefinite, you know, by the language of the House. So we are waiting whether indeed that report or news from the GAC that by Wednesday, Obasa will also turn in his own letter of resignation, and the GAC will announce a new speaker who will come from the Lagos West Senatorial District. But the question people are asking is, when does the GAC now become the pathfinder or the decision maker when it comes to choosing? Because when Obasa was initially elected as the speaker in 2015, I'm not sure it was the GAC that you know, compelled members to elect, because he's first among equal. They are all elected as member of the legislative arm of government. But because of the nature that there must be leadership is the reason why they all agreed by 2/3 majority to say, oh, let so-so person lead the House. But in this case, that it is now becomes the duty of our Bapa and our leaders, we so call them, to decide. So that means there is no independence of the House of Assembly any longer. And that's more reason why, sir, people have also been wondering that how come that the governor has been silent in this matter. Maybe, I'm not speaking for the governor, maybe it felt like this, because of the independence of these three arms of government, we have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, that this is a matter within the Lagos State House of Assembly. Why don't we allow them? So, because if the governor says, allow Obasa to return, or allow somebody, people may also want to misread the position of the governor.
How independent can the House of Assembly be? I take on board what you've just said. Whether it is the House of Assembly, whether it is the National Assembly, it's a separate arm of government, and the executive are really supposed to leave them be, let them sort themselves out. I don't know the extent to which political parties actually allow that to happen.
A pointer to that fact is the fact that the party also believed that, just like the members also said on the floor, that the party's decision is supreme, that whatever the party says, because they also contested on the basis of being a member of a political party. And they also carrying out the mandate of that party wherever they find themselves as the executive arm of government, or even in the parliament, as the case may be. So we cannot also 100% say that the party cannot have a say. But in a case that we are talking about members of a parliament that unanimously decided that it is time to have a change in leadership, which was done, by the way, before the four eyes of everyone.
The reason for this decision about a change in leadership is the allegation that Obasa was
financial impropriety, misconduct, and again that high-handedness. So where are we going to put all of those? Does it mean that they just mentioned that to allow to pave the way for them to remove him? Were they just allegation that does not really hold water? That's another second leg of this. What has happened?
Yes, because there was no opposition from the SOT. Well, sorry. SOT is what we refer to technically as jargon, sound on tape. That the voices you heard there, there wasn't any opposition. No, we're not going to agree. None of that.
The House is made up of 40 members, 39 is from the same party.
Yes, but we're not talking party matter now. We're talking the whole matter about how this whole thing is going to work. Okay, from the UK, Sunny Adenuga has called in. He's chairman of Boot Party in Nigeria. Good morning, Sunny. Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Yori, and good morning to your guest.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. I think the situation in Lagos State is actually a very interesting one. There have been a lot of things out there, but I think everyone needs to kind of, first and foremost, take a step back and
calm down.
Do this thing the way it should be. Now, like your guest rightly said, let's wait and see if Obasa will actually resign, because that's some of the things we have had before now. But however, I think the general public needs to know that anywhere in the world, power is negotiated. Once in a democratic system, it's a system that's a component of many things. And usually, there is no political party in government who are just going to allow for people to become leaders of the party in an assembly without their influence. Let's not be naive.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what anybody says. Anywhere in the world, in Britain, you can't become speaker without not even just the government, the government in power, including the opposition. They'll be involved. The same thing in America. We saw it played out some time ago when they had to do a lot of elections for the position of the Speaker of the Congress. So it's the way it works. And some of these things is probably because we're seeing it, it's before us, they're seeing it through the camera. And we think that, maybe something is really wrong. I don't think anything is really wrong.
Okay. Okay. I see. Thank you very much, Sunny, for calling in. Really appreciate your call. I could see you agreeing with some of those things. Let me take a quick break so we get that out of the way. We'll be right back. We'll continue this conversation. Stay with us, please.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Jackson, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares,
bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Okay, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The Lagos State House of Assembly, we're still trying to, we're seeing through a glass darkly, as they say. We know what's been happening. The Right Honorable Obasa, he's back. He's been sworn in again as the Speaker. The Right Honorable Meranda has resigned as the Speaker, which she was, made by her colleagues, and has been sworn in as the Deputy Speaker. And then I was to see this morning in one of the papers that her declaration that I'm not a quitter. Let's hear something else from her.
Please permit me, dear colleagues, to reinstate the position I previously expressed in a league publication, wherein I stated as follows. 1. It is with that I hereby give you notice of my decision to resign as the Speaker of the
Voted as the best TV station of the year. TVC News breaks
of Lagos with a mandate to protect our democracy and ensure good governance. I am a good student of political history, and in this regard, I know that this is a point at which, as your leader, I have to make this selfless sacrifice to resign in order to protect this institution. I, Right Honorable Meranda, do solemnly swear that in the service of the state as the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Lagos State of Nigeria at all times. I will not discriminate on the basis of religion, tribe, cause, or status, or practice any form of partiality in the performance.
Okay, so there you have it. Mojisola Lasbert Meranda, former Speaker, then Speaker, and now back to Deputy Speaker in the Lagos State House of Assembly. You will understand all of that because we've been coming from the top of the program. And let me just ask you one quick question. The theory and all the theorizing going on, it is felt that Honorable Obasa will also now resign. You said that it is expected for Wednesday. So upfront question to you, do you think Obasa is going to resign?
Well, that's a very big big question.
I mean, in that case, he will be a team player, right? If they are arranging a political solution.
Sir, you know, I said that Obasa will resign is not my, is not the word that I manufacture.
Of course.
The word did not originate per se from me. I was also quoting what the GAC, the Governor's Advisory Council, said. And I said that the scene 1 of that movie or that drama, we saw it played out yesterday.
Which is worrying.
That the Deputy Speaker will resign. The Speaker who was removed, whether controversially or not, will return as a Speaker.
Yes.
And the second leg, which is the scene 2 of that movie or drama, as the case may be, is that Obasa himself will also vacate that position. That the reason why they did that was just to give him a soft landing. So that at least that position of the Speaker, he can also, maybe by the time he leaves the House, benefit that
the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices were echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything.
If we really want to interrogate that, we must also hear from the villa. You know, if we cannot hear from the villa directly, then it may be questionable to say that what has been done or what has been playing out is an instruction from Mr. President. The President, whether we like it or not, like I said, will have interest because Lagos is his base. And again, Lagos West also, you know, strategically in terms of political heavyweights, in terms of political vote, carries more votes than Lagos East and Lagos Central. And that's where we also have 20, out of the 20 original local government, we have 10 in Lagos West. 5, I think 5 for each Lagos East and Lagos Central. So whether we like it or not, the president must be interested because this is his base.
Yes.
And this is where he also governed as a governor of the state for 8 years.
Now, if he must be interested, as you are saying, and we're just talking here, because if you are going to be very strict about it, nothing concerns the president with Lagos State House of Assembly. Theoretically speaking, it's a separate arm of government. Let them do their thing. But that's not the way life works. We've just said that the president is going to be interested. In fact, I've even seen somewhere where people writing, you know, dropping the president's name have put out flyers, put out posts that...
that's very common for people to get political patronage. If I come to you and say, the president said I should feature on your show, will you tell me, sir, with due respect, that please, let me confirm from Mr. President or let me confirm from Mr. Governor? You wouldn't do that. You will accept it. And that's very common in the political cycle. People will go elsewhere, anywhere, because of the political patronage. They will drop the name of the president. They will drop the name of the first lady or even the governor. You can't say you want to fact check. You can't say you want to cross check or you want to make a call to them.
But can we really sit here and expect that the president will comment on the matter of a state house of assembly, even if it is his own? The president is a Democrat. He will explain this to anybody else who finds himself in this kind of a situation that, look, you got to tread very, very softly here. You are president of the country, etc., etc., etc. So can we really expect Mr. President to put mouth for this matter?
So some people were saying like Rivers, like Lagos, when this whole drama started. And at the point, you recall that people also called on Mr. President as the father of the nation to intervene. He did, but his intervention did not resolve this matter until the Supreme Court gave a final verdict on Friday last week. So in essence, political solution to this may also not last longer, except now because Obasa has headed to the court. So why don't you even allow
doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas.
There are a lot of factions. And to pass a bill now, and to work on anything now in the House of Assembly now, it can be another problem among themselves. Because the dichotomy or the clock has already been hanged there, which is not good for the Lagos State. Honestly speaking, it is not good for Lagos State to borrow a leaf from river or any part of the country to do what is happening there. Because Lagos is a very cardinal point of a state, cardinal place for the whole world. Some people don't know. But if you sit down and read history, we don't read history. That is why it's annoying. It's that before history should be it's no longer, it's not optional. If Nigeria has a region, such things didn't happen in Lagos. Why must we pretend you go to school? Why must we people that remove the ladder? That is the problem. Madam has painted the office of the speaker with DSS, with Starin, with Madeneta, with everything else for those few weeks they have stayed there. No, it will once they arrive, it will come back to that place. But I will advise her just take it calm. You can wait. At least you have a longer number of days. It cannot stay long. By 2027, you can come up in full speed to buy for your children. But what is happening in Nigeria? The way something happens, you start to straight we should sit down and look inward. What am I looking at? Find out the causes of this thing. Not we test symptoms. Because we test symptoms, now we don't bring answers to symptoms. That is right. Okay. Our own to them by 3%. But for now, it's allowed the line low and put more in the value for community.
Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafor. Well, I like the way you put it, that we have seen Act 1, Scene 1, and implying that we might be seeing an Act 1, Scene 2.
Very likely.
Very likely.
Very likely.
We don't know if Right Honorable Obasa, who is thought to be a man of his own mind, resigning. But it depends on how much of a team player he is going to be. Because if there has been an effort at a political solution, say, well, you complained about the untidiness of the whole thing because that was one of Obasa's first complaints. Okay, we can make that right. I don't know who went and initiated or who went and pressed the go button at the time. Didn't they think about it copiously, thoroughly?
That's why I said, sir, that the removal of Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, the circumstances that warranted that removal was clearly different from what we saw in 2005 when Right Honorable Jokutola Belumi was also removed.
Yes.
And heaven did not fall. No wala, no turmoil, no controversy. It just went down and Jokutola Belumi took a back seat till the assembly ended in 2007. Okay, I recall that was the second leg of Asiwaju's tenure as a governor of Lagos State, that that lawmaker from Ekpe constituency, Honorable Adeyemi Sabi Tukufori. But in this case, sincerely, I don't know how the emotional trauma that some people, lawmakers may have suffered in this regard, just like your last caller said, particularly for Meranda, who has been announced as the speaker, who has enjoyed that paraphernalia of office for a few days, now to be well, but that's our politicians. That's the way they are. I'm not a politician, so they will say leave politics for politicians. But we are just making a statement or comment as regards what played out.
Mojisola Meranda, she's a princess, right?
Of course.
She's a princess
from a royal family.
From a royal family, the ruling house. Yes. In Lagos State.
Yes, Oniru.
Oniru, yeah. Oniru. And you know, I think there was some noise at the time when the security details were being withdrawn. Two of the others were said to have had their security details also affected. I don't know how far this is true. But you see, when a thing like this happened, all sorts of stuff gets on air. I don't know if that situation has been addressed, because it was addressed for the assembly.
The withdrawal of our security aids, according to the CP of Lagos, Mr. Moshood Jimo, according to him, because he addressed a press conference on that same day, and the reason he gave was that it was a routine check on security aid attached to VIPs.
So that one is.
So, but
that one is in what?
What I also
that one is
expect. What I also.
We're talking about
if I was at that briefing, I would have also asked the CP, with due respect, that can you also give us others, VIPs and the likes, that were also affected? Because, and how come that coincidentally, on the same day that somebody's security aids were withdrawn, was the same day that we saw a retinue of, security aids. But what he said, he was also smart. He played smart. He said that he raised alarm on a threat to his life. Yeah. And because of the threat to his life was the reason why we had about 8, 9, 10 security men with, heavily harmed. And that's how we saw that, to him, a triumphant, entry into the Lagos State. We saw the video. We saw the way they moved in, as if anything comes our way, it's not good, particularly for Lagos. Lagos is a pace setter.
I was making the point that, can you rightly expect to hear from the president on this matter? No, I don't think so.
I just cited an example of what happened in Rivers State. All the political parties call on Mr. President. And indeed, Mr. President, summoned a meeting of, in the case of Rivers, it was between the current governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and the former governor of that state, who is now the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. The president summoned them to a meeting. They were together. The president was in their middle, and there was an agreement that they reached, just like what we are hearing about the GSC. But do they follow that agreement? By the time they returned to Rivers, they didn't follow it. That means that political solution to that matter, from the example of what went down in Rivers State, did not last long. But eventually, they dragged themselves to the court, up to the highest court in the land, which is the Supreme Court, and we saw a verdict on Friday, which now laid the matter, or put the matter to rest. So in the case of whether Obasa claimed that his removal was null and void, was unconstitutional, we could have allowed, to test that in court, because you already headed to the court.
But events have now been overtaken.
So I don't know what will also become of that case in court, when we believe that we have been able to find a political. It should be on Wednesday. Sorry, on Friday, March 7th.
Okay.
Is when the second hearing of the case, and even the judge in the matter even said it should even include other members of the whole members of the House in his case.
Well, there's a sense in which the members of the Lagos State House of Assembly do look a bit like having egg on their face, so to speak, because of what has happened. And I guess we're going to.
It was clearly a situation beyond their control, because the powers that be, the GSC and the likes, they moved in. And because there was a marathon meeting over the weekend, on this same matter.
I think we spoke Yoruba once at the very top of the program. How about the Yoruba expression of Abama Oshe, Ashiton Dapon?
Well, it seems looking like, maybe we couldn't have done it. We did it, and it's not haunting us. That's just to explain in the English version of what you said in Yoruba for our listeners, our viewers who may not understand
I'm just a little
that
boy.
Yoruba aspect of it. But whether we like it or not, we are waiting for the next 24, 48 hours.
Okay.
If nothing happens, then maybe you can say that, sincerely, Obasa is fully back, restored as Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
And you did alert us that you personally are expecting to see an Act 1, Scene 2.
Definitely.
So we're going to have to leave it.
You can't wait for that to happen.
Taiwo, Mr. Olakpade, thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
sir. Journalist and current affairs analyst. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for having
me. Okay, we're going to have to leave it here for now. I don't believe that very many people have more information on this matter than most ordinary citizens. But I suppose in the next 24 to 48 hours, max 72 hours, we'll be knowing exactly what the lie of the ground is. But in the meantime, shall we say welcome back to Madam Deputy Speaker, welcome back to Mr. Speaker.
Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi
As
Obasa.
of today, when the dawn breaks tomorrow, that will be a new day.
Well, like they used to say that even 24 hours is a long time in politics. Anything can happen.
Okay. So we're going to have to leave everything here. So I want to thank you very much for
coming. Thank you very much, sir.
So that's our program today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.